So let's go ahead and listen to it. Honestly, I am very, very happy with this. I mean, not just because I built it myself. Alright, what's going on, everyone? This is Mason from Little Wapsie's Homestead. And today we're going to be working on something that I found online to where make your own, build your own pot calls. I did not lay these myself, just because I don't have a lathe. And I figured it'd be a nice little project since, everywhere I look, pot calls like these, wooden ones, they go for between $50 to $70 a piece. And which is understandable because a lot of those people do lathe these pot calls themselves and they go ahead and sell them. Well, right now with the way the economy is now, I can't really afford a very good pot call. So, and when I was searching around online, and I was like, there's got to be something out there to where you can build one yourself like I usually do when I make my fishing lures. I mean, I don't make the molds myself. I used to work at a place that made the molds, and to where you can make something like this on your own. I mean, I chose the colorant, I chose the glitter, went ahead and made a swim bait, just chartreuse and black. And a lot of people ask to pay me for a lot of the baits that I make through Do It Molds, and I do sell them and everything else, but a lot of people I've noticed online said I'll never buy a pot call that came from somebody who just built it out of a kit. And I just thought, well, a lot of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of the stuff is already pre-made, pre-designed by somebody else. People still buy it, so what's the difference? Besides, I give a lot of the people who lay these themselves a hell of a lot more respect than just someone like me who goes ahead and buys something out of kit. But I realize that also that if there's somebody who's in kind of a stump right now, they can go ahead and buy the kit, which I got these and yellow poplar here from Shipley Outdoors. And the kit came with 4 wooden pots, 2 glass friction calls, 2 slate friction, and 4 glass soundboards. And all you gotta do is just sand these down, throw some of your own polyurethane on there, stain them, design them however you want. And it came with 4 strikers also. So I figured $60, why not? Spend $60 on 1 call, spend $60, get 4 calls. So I went ahead and did that, and I'm not afraid to just go ahead and sand these down, design them the way I want. I mean, I could take a Dremel to these if I really wanted to and do something on my own. But what I'm just going to do, which I already did on 2 wooden pot calls, is sanded these down, just gave this a matte finish of polyurethane. I went ahead and stained one of these, which I'll show later, with Western oak stain, and gave it a coat of polyurethane on this already. And I do not have any of the soundboards or the friction tops on them just quite yet. So I'm just going to go ahead, start sanding these down. You can see the process in that, of how I'm doing that. The kit came with sandpaper also. It came with 3 different grits of sandpaper, and the walnut I just did the fine on its own, and it turned out great. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do with this and go from there. So just a little tip on if somebody's just kind of interested in doing something yourself, DIY, and one day, hopefully, if I sell enough baits, sell enough of these kits, whatever, since I'm just going to assemble these myself, I can go ahead and sell them if I really wanted to, and put the money towards a lathe, and I can turn my own pot calls. Maybe it's something I'm willing to do. I mean, invest what you make into something else to make your business grow. So, and that's just a little tip also, is that when you're nowadays, people just need their own type of hustle. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, things go up, cost of things go up, need to make a little bit more money, come up with a hustle. That's what I'm doing with the baits, and that's what I'm going to do with these. And obviously, one day, once I get enough subscribers, get enough views, I'll probably be making something on off this channel. So, but yeah, so go ahead, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, and leave a comment down in the bottom. And if it has something to do with I'll never buy a call that came from a kit, well, that's your own opinion. So that's what I'm just going to go ahead and say. But go ahead and just come along with me, see the process of how this is getting done. And it's going to take a few days because obviously the lacquer's got to dry. Not the lacquer, the polyurethane has got to dry, and the stain's got to dry, and then the adhesive has got to dry. So it's going to take a few days, but it's only going to take you maybe, what, 20 minutes, obviously, to watch this. So just come along with me and watch how this gets done. Well, it's getting closer. A lot of the burrs and wooden burrs, or whatever you want to call them, are coming off pretty well. So, but I'm going to continue sanding this down and start working on the yellow poplar one. So just stay tuned, and I'll get back to you on the polyurethane type stuff. So, all right, I'll get back to you. All right, so here's what the 2 calls I got here already sprayed with this triple thick polyurethane varnish. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a coat here, and then I'm going to go ahead and stain this real quick. The poplar, I'm going to do something different because that's going to be glass over glass, and I'm going to have either a turkey feather on the soundboard, or I'm just going to go get stickers done of the Rare Breed logo that I have, and so that'll be a while to get done, but we're going to go ahead, stain this, and varnish this, and go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this real quick. Go ahead and smooth this out. Try and get the sides here, because the sides are going to need a coat. And this is a matte finish, obviously, just because I don't want it too glossy, too shiny out in the woods if you're sitting up against a tree and a glare hits and warns the turkeys that, hey, something's not right. And because there's really nothing shiny out in the woods, and once they see that, then yeah, they'll be skedaddled on out of there. So but yeah, so we're gonna give these a couple coats, and gonna go ahead and stain that other one real quick. But I kind of wish that we could use gloss on these, but that one looks pretty with it being shiny and all that. But yeah, so, but like I said, we can't really do that. Can't really have that out in the woods. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on over to getting that one stained. All right, so that's what I got done with it being stained. I'm trying to get the shadow out of there. And it's a little bright, but it kind of calmed down that yellowish, whitish kind of look. Gave it a little bit of gray look, but what I used for a stain was this. And it's a Western oak type stain. And pretty sure that's what it turned out to be. I kind of like it a lot. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, let these dry, and then over time give them a few more coats of varnish, and then it'll be gluing soundboards and the friction tops onto them. So after that, then I'll let you hear what they sound like. So we'll be back later. All right, we're back, and I got a little ahead of myself before I could finish the video. But anyway, so what I did was I got two of the walnut pots done, and I got the glass soundboard put in, and as you can see here, I just added glue. But what I did first was I scuffed up the glass a little bit because nobody's going to see the glass anyway. But the reason why I did that was because so it would hold a little bit better. I feared that what was going to happen was that the glass was going to stick, but it wasn't going to stick to the glass itself. So I just scuffed that up first, and then I went ahead and added the glue. And in this kit, it does come with the glue. It's just the E6. Everything's backwards on my screen, but it's the E6000. It comes with in the pack, and it's industrial adhesive. but I'm sure it's gonna stick pretty well because a lot of other call makers do use that glue. But on this one, I did finish it up and glued to the lip right here to add the slate to it. So I added the glue to the lip, and I used cotton swab or cotton, well, whatever the hell these things are called. I can't think of them right now. But yeah, so I just used that, and I know everybody's gonna be screaming at me like, hey, idiot, this is what it's called. But I just used that and smeared it around the lip there, and I took the clamps that come with the kit, and you don't want to add these to the center of the slate because the slate will crack. What you want to do is add them right there to the edge. So edge right there, add the other clamp to the other edge, and I scuffed this up, and we're going to go ahead and listen to it. And I do have this somewhat finished, but I need to get it cut down because the striker is way too long. But I do have a different striker from a different company that I was associated with, but I went ahead and started doing my own just because it was a lot cheaper. And this striker came with a glass call that I bought that was on zebra wood. Worked out pretty well, but it was kind of annoying because we had to keep scuffing up the glass and trying to use the conditioner over and over and over while we're out in the woods, out in the blind. And we just said, me and my buddy just said, the hell with it. Let's get the kit, start doing our own, because we just weren't very happy with a lot of other calls. So we went ahead and did that. But what we're going to do is just do this and go ahead and have you listen to it. So this is just diamond wood striker on, I'm not 100% sure what the top of it is, but I do know it's a diamond wood striker. So let's go ahead and listen to it. Honestly, I am very, very happy with this. I mean, not just because I built it myself. I wish I turned this. Obviously, I do wish I did. I wish I had a lathe I could turn it because I would definitely be making my own calls. But I'm glad that there's kits out there to make nice, good quality calls for yourself. I mean, it is amazing what these will do, and hopefully just because I built it, I do get a turkey shot underneath me. But one thing is for sure, I'm going with a bow this year, so I'm going to make it harder on myself. So I'm going to be using the call, I'm going to be in a blind, I'm going to be using my bow, and I'm going to have a video come out here real quick to tell you what my setup is for my bow. And I'm going to do a quick shout out to Rek Broadheads because I'm going to be using Rek this year. And so if you do get a chance, go check out Rek. And hopefully I put a nice size hole into a turkey with the Rek Broadheads. So, but anyway, I do have the poplars done. Poplars look sweet. I'm going to be using glass over glass. I'm going to be adding one of my decals to the glass on the soundboard, so you're going to be able to see the logo. But what I did with the yellow poplar here is add a Western oak stain to it, and I think it came out pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and finish those up once I get the logo added to the soundboard. But I'm hoping this helped you out, guys. I mean, obviously $60 for 4 calls, build them yourself. It was not that hard, not that difficult, and it was very, very easily. So I'm going to leave Shipley Outdoors link to the kits on the bottom, and they have other options out there too. If you just want to do one call, you can order the striker, you can order different soundboards, you can order different friction parts, you can order different pots. You don't have to go with walnut, you don't have to go with poplar. I do know that they have zebra wood and cedar out there, but they have other options, so just go check them out. They're real sweet. They also have stuff for people that deal with kids and archery in the schools, which is also kind of cool. I did not take a look and see what they had all in there for that, but go ahead, check that out also if you know somebody or if your kid is in archery in the schools. But yeah, so please go check that out. And I know this wasn't a very good quality of videoing for this, and I didn't do a whole lot, but please, if this did help you, leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe, because that's going to help me out for future videos, because we're going to be doing other tips, tricks, and everything else out there for hunting. Not only just for hunting, but hunting, fishing, and gardening, and homesteading life, just to help everybody else out. But mainly it's going to be a lot of hunting and fishing and stuff, things like that. So please go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, everything that needs to be done. So I think this was awesome. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.